We all have them, right? Dreams. Those nightly journeys that can be, well, bizarre, beautiful, sometimes just plain ordinary.
Hmm.
But what's really amazing, I think, is how complex they are just beneath the surface,
Yeah,
and the critical role they actually play in our waking lives, even if we don't realize it.
absolutely. People have been puzzling over dreams forever. Ancient myths saw them as messages from the gods.
Right.
And now, modern neuroscience is digging into their deepest functions. They're still one of humanity's really big
And
mysteries.
that's exactly what we're doing today. We're taking a deep dive into that question. Why do we dream? We want to pull back the curtain a bit on what science has found out.
What's happening in the brain itself?
Exactly. What's
Yeah.
going on in there when we drift off? And maybe why understanding this stuff is, well, more relevant to your daily life than you might think.
Hmm.
We're aiming for some clarity on something that often feels kind of elusive.
Yeah, delightfully elusive is a good way to put it. So we all know dreams are basically stories, images, feelings our minds create during sleep. But the thing that's maybe surprising is that everyone dreams every single night, even people who swear they never remember anything.
Really? Every night.
Every night your brain's putting on this show, whether you remember seeing or not.
Okay, that's a really important baseline,
Yeah.
that everyone's doing it. And when we talk about those dreams that do stick with us, the really vivid ones, science usually points to one specific part of sleep.
It does, yeah. The vast majority, certainly the most intense and memorable ones, they happen during REM sleep. That's rapid eye movement sleep.
Named for the eye movements, obviously.
Exactly. Your eyes are darting around under your eyelids, even though, interestingly, the rest of your body is largely paralyzed. It's a fascinating state because your brain activity, it can actually be higher than when you're awake.
Wow. More active than right now.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty remarkable. And REM sleep tends to happen in cycles, usually more towards the latter part of the night.
Okay, so that makes sense why you might wake up right out of some wild dream when your alarm goes off.
Mm.
But is it only REM sleep? Can dreams happen at other times?
Oh, well, they can, yeah. You can dream in non-REM stages, too. But those dreams, they tend to be, well, less intense, more fragmented, maybe less story-like, and definitely less memorable, usually.
So less like a movie, maybe more like snapshots.
That's a pretty good analogy, yeah. Fragmented thoughts or images, not those really immersive worlds you get in REM.
Okay, that distinction helps. Now let's get into the brain itself during these nightly adventures. What parts are really lighting up when we're dreaming?
Well, this is where it gets really interesting. During REM, you see this distinct pattern. Areas like the amygdala, that's our emotional center, become highly active.
Ah, okay. So that's why dreams feel so emotional sometimes. Fear, joy, confusion.
Precisely. That part of your brain is, working overtime. And then you couple that with the hippocampus, which is crucial for memory, linking new stuff to old stuff.
Mm.
And you start to see why dreams can feel so personal. They're weaving these like emotional stories from your day, your past, sometimes mixing things up. And the visual cortex is buzzing too, creating those vivid images we see.
So emotions, memories, visuals, all firing away, creating this rich, sometimes chaotic internal experience. But what about, the logical part of our brain, the part that keeps us sensible during the day? Is it joining the party?
Ah, that's the key contrast. While all those other areas are highly active, the prefrontal cortex, the bit responsible for logic, reasoning, decision-making, it actually quiets right down.
Okay, so that's why dreams can be so bizarre and illogical. The sensible boss is taking a break.
Essentially, yes, your rational brain is kind of offline, which lets these more, you could say, primal, emotional, and memory-based systems run the show.
So is there a purpose to the logic being off? Like maybe it lets us access things we normally wouldn't? Or is it just, a side effect of the brain doing its nightly cleanup?
That's a huge question, and it really gets to the heart of the mystery. It's definitely a very active process going on inside. The brain is reorganizing memories, it is processing emotions, sometimes linking things that seem totally unrelated into these strange narratives.
Right.
And this brings us right to that big puzzle. Why? Why do our minds bother with all this nightly theater?
Yeah, and the fact that there isn't just one answer from science is fascinating in itself. It suggests dreams aren't just doing one thing.
Exactly.
It's like they're a multi-tool for the mind, maybe. A neurological Swiss Army knife serving lots of different functions for us when we're awake.
That's a great way to think about it. There are several leading theories, and they aren't necessarily mutually exclusive.
Okay, so let's unpack some of those.
Sure.
The one I hear about a lot is memory consolidation.
Yes, that's a big one. The idea here is that dreams are vital for helping us sort through the day's experiences, deciding what information to store, what to strengthen, maybe what to discard.
So, like sorting the mail. This is important. This is junk.
Sort of, yeah. Think of your brain actively curating your experiences while you sleep. It's not just passive rest. Dreams, in this view, are like the brain's nocturnal filing system, archiving things, reinforcing learning, maybe even helping us understand things differently.
And it's not just facts, right? It's skills,
Yeah.
emotional lessons.
Exactly. It's about consolidating all kinds of learning. And that might also explain something called dream lag.
Dream lag.
Yeah, where something that happened on, say, Monday doesn't pop up in your dream until Thursday or Friday. It
Yeah.
suggests the brain needed that time to process and file it away before it surfaced in a dream narrative.
Interesting. Okay, what's another major theory? You mentioned emotions earlier.
Right, the emotional processing idea. This suggests dreaming is like a safe space, an internal lab, maybe, where we can work through emotions, rehearse feelings, maybe manage stress from our waking lives without any real-world consequences.
Like confronting anxieties in a simulation.
Precisely. Working through stuff emotionally in a controlled environment, so to speak.
I've also heard dreams linked to problem solving, getting creative solutions.
Absolutely. That's another strong contender. Dreams offer this unique mental space where connections can be made that, well, just aren't obvious when we're awake and our logical brain is fully in charge.
You know, sometimes you wrestle with a problem all day,
Mm-hmm.
go to sleep, and then bam, the answer just seems to be there in the morning, or even in a dream sometimes.
Exactly. Those aha moments. I remember reading about scientists, artists, even musicians who claimed major breakthroughs came to them in dreams. It really highlights that nonlinear associative thinking that can happen.
It feels almost magical when it happens.
It really does. Then there's a slightly more primal theory, threat simulation.
Dread simulation.
Yeah.
It sounds serious.
The idea is that dreams evolved as a way to let us safely rehearse our responses to potential dangers or challenges,
Yeah.
like running practice drills for survival scenarios, but without any actual risk.
Okay, like a mental fire drill.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah.
Preparing us for things that might happen.
What about just cleaning house? Tidying up the brain.
That's another one, the mental housekeeping theory. The brain might use dreams to clear out unnecessary information, maybe prune weak neural connections, basically making room for new, more important memories and learning, optimizing the system.
Makes sense. Keep things efficient.
Mm-hmm. And of course, we have to at least mention Freud.
Right. Wish fulfillment.
Yeah, Freud's famous idea that dreams are basically disguised expressions of our hidden desires, our unconscious wishes. It was hugely influential historically.
But not the main focus now.
Modern science generally sees it as one possible layer, perhaps, but not the whole story. And it's important to add, some scientists actually argue dreams might have no specific function at all.
Really? Just random noise?
Essentially, yeah, just a byproduct of all that brain activity during REM sleep, like neural static with no inherent purpose.
Wow. So the theories range from absolutely vital biological processes all the way to just meaningless static. That really covers the spectrum.
It does. It shows how much we still have to learn.
Okay, but if dreams are doing some of these important jobs, memory, emotion, problem solving, what happens if we don't dream? Or if our REM sleep gets constantly interrupted?
That's a really crucial question, and studies have looked into this, depriving people of REM sleep and therefore most of their dreaming.
And what did they find? I imagine it is more than just feeling grumpy.
Oh, definitely. The consequences can be quite significant. We're not talking minor stuff here.
Like what?
People deprived of REM can experience increased tension, anxiety, real difficulty concentrating, sometimes mood swings, even hallucinations in severe cases, and noticeable problems with memory consolidation and coordination.
Wow. Hallucinations.
It highlights just how important REM sleep, and likely the dreaming that happens within it, is for keeping us psychologically balanced and functioning well when we're awake.
It really drives home that sleep isn't just passive time out. Our brains are doing critical work.
Essential maintenance, absolutely.
Now-
Nightly essential maintenance.
Okay, before we wrap up this deep dive, one more really fascinating area, lucid dreaming. What's the deal with knowing you're dreaming while you're dreaming?
Yes, lucid dreaming. It's absolutely real. It's that state where you gain conscious awareness within the dream itself.
And you can sometimes control it.
Sometimes, yes.
Right.
You might be able to influence the dream narrative, your actions within it. It's a powerful demonstration of the mind's capacity for self-awareness, even in these altered states.
Is it useful for anything?
It's actually being explored therapeutically. especially for things like helping people overcome recurring nightmares, giving them a sense of agency within the dream.
Fascinating. So, reflecting on everything we've discussed, it seems pretty clear that even with all the scientific progress, dreams are still fundamentally a pretty deep mystery.
They absolutely are one of the great remaining mysteries of the mind.
But whether they're ultimately for filing memories, processing emotions, solving problems, practicing for danger, or maybe even just, the brain's nightly movie, they're undeniably a vital, incredibly dynamic, and honestly kind of enchanting part of being human. This constant dialogue happening just under the surface.
A dialogue that's completely unique to each of us. It really speaks to the mind's incredible complexity and its nonstop work, even when we're totally out cold.
So maybe the next time you wake up from a dream, especially a weird or vivid one, instead of just shaking it off, perhaps think about it as, I don't know, an invitation.
An invitation to what?
An invitation to just ponder the intricate, maybe illogical work your mind is doing. And consider what subtle hints about your memories, your feelings, maybe even your hopes, might be hidden in that unique language of your own unconscious.